The proposition that neurobiotic signaling could be classified as a seventh sense is not just poetic speculation. It reflects a growing scientific recognition that the human body perceives and processes information in far more nuanced ways than previously understood. This pathway, in which gut microbes communicate directly with the brain through neuropod cells and the vagus nerve, exhibits many of the characteristics we expect from a sensory system. It detects specific stimuli, encodes them into signals, transmits those signals along defined neural pathways, and produces rapid, integrated behavioral and physiological responses. These features challenge the long-held assumption that internal microbial dynamics belong solely to the realm of metabolism or immunity. Instead, they suggest the microbiome is an active, perceptible feature of our internal environment, capable of being sensed and responded to with remarkable specificity. What makes a system a sense? Historically, senses are defined by their capacity to detect specific external or internal stimuli and translate them into neurological signals that reach conscious or unconscious centers of processing in the brain. Taste receptors detect chemical compounds in food. Mechanoreceptors detect pressure. Thermoreceptors respond to temperature. Similarly, neuropods detect microbial metabolites, short-chain fatty acids, peptides, neurotransmitter-like compounds, and convert this chemical presence into fast, electrical communication with the brain. The fact that this pathway uses glutamate, a primary excitatory neurotransmitter in the brain, underscores its neural sophistication. These aren't diffuse hormonal signals, they're precision-encoded messages traveling in real time, shaping cognition, emotion, and behavior with a level of immediacy that rivals other senses. One of the most compelling arguments for calling neurobiotic signaling a sense is that it contributes uniquely to perception, specifically to how we perceive the internal state of our own bodies and our surrounding environment through the lens of microbial activity. It informs the brain not just about nutrients present in the gut, but about the microbial composition, population shifts, and potentially even microbial distress or infection. This information can influence hunger, triggering cravings or satiety. It can alter mood, creating feelings of calm or unease, and it can impact decision-making, reward sensitivity, and stress responses. These are not abstract consequences, but observable behavioral outputs that mirror the kinds of outcomes we see with traditional senses. Changes in orientation, preference, and interaction with the world. The neurobiotic sense also exhibits a form of perceptual plasticity, another hallmark of true sensory systems. Just as the sense of smell can adapt or desensitize over time, so too can the neurobiotic sense be shaped by experience. Diet, antibiotics, stress, and illness can blunt or distort microbial signaling, while fermented foods, fiber, probiotics, and lifestyle choices can enhance and refine it. This modulation can lead to shifts in emotion regulation, immune responsiveness, and even interpersonal behavior. The neurobiotic sense is malleable, capable of training and refinement, features that strongly resemble other senses like taste or proprioception. Another important aspect is the subconscious but behaviorally relevant nature of the system. Much like how we orient ourselves in space using the vestibular system without conscious thought, we may be constantly interpreting gut-derived microbial information without realizing it. The vagus nerve doesn't just transmit, it also acts as a real-time, bidirectional communication highway that links gut status with brain regions involved in arousal, threat detection, reward, and motivation. It is plausible that many of our intuitive responses, what feels comforting to eat, when we feel safe or anxious, when we withdraw or reach out socially, may originate from this hidden sensory input. There is also an evolutionary logic to treating neurobiotic signaling as a formal sense. The human organism did not evolve in isolation but in symbiosis with trillions of microbial partners. Our survival depended not only on detecting environmental cues, but on maintaining harmony with these internal ecosystems. A dedicated neural system for monitoring microbial signals would confer clear adaptive advantages, allowing the body to respond rapidly to infection, nutrient shifts, or microbial imbalance long before those changes reach systemic levels. Critics might argue that neurobiotic signaling lacks a conscious perceptual correlate. We don't feel our microbes in the way we see color or hear sound. But many recognized senses operate below the threshold of awareness. We do not consciously perceive changes in blood pressure, yet baroreceptors continuously relay this data to the brain. Similarly, The neurobiotic sense may operate beneath conscious awareness, but still dramatically influence mood, behavior, and physiology. That does not make it less of a sense, only less visible to our waking mind. As we expand our understanding of sensory perception, it becomes clear that the classical five-sense model is outdated. Interoception, our sense of the internal state of the body, is now widely recognized. So too is proprioception, the sense of body position and movement. Adding neurobiotic signaling to this list reflects a deeper, more accurate understanding of how the brain maintains homeostasis and navigates the complex demands of internal and external life. If accepted as a seventh sense, the neurobiotic system has profound implications for medicine, psychology, nutrition, and human self-understanding. It redefines gut health as a perceptual domain, invites new therapeutic strategies targeting microbial communication, and affirms that human consciousness is co-shaped by the trillions of tiny life forms we host. It suggests that what we eat, how we live, and how we relate to our microbial partners may be as fundamental to our perception of the world as what we see or hear. The neurobiotic sense may be hidden from view, but it is a constant undercurrent of our lived experience, one we are just beginning to learn how to listen to.